All right, yeah, thank you. Yeah, so that is our topic, scarce, expensive, and volatile energy. That is what I would like to talk about and how it benefits our customer, how it benefits our investors. That is the topic I would like to talk about. I will give you a brief overview about our history, about the business model and our products. Then I go into the numbers of our company and how we want to grow the company and the outlook for the future, and some basics about management and share distribution. Yeah, so first of all, what are we doing? Decentralized energy, clean energy, what is it? And all this is based on a very long tradition. The first engine which was operated was not operated by natural gas or by diesel. It was operated by a syngas, or that days it was called city gas, and it was produced in equipment like we are using it today. So we have a very long history on converting fixed biomass or fixed residues into a synthetic gas. And we have a very reliable and very long track record on how we do it. And we convert waste into energy. That is the main topic. And we do it very clean, and we do it very efficient. So we have the possibility to use different input material, starting from wood, biomass residues, other waste, and A.H.T fuel. We can also use biochar from which is produced out of sewage sludge, or we can use sewage sludge directly. And so we have a very wide variety of input fuel which can be put in our gasifier, and at high temperature we convert this fixed input material into a synthetic gas. We have a so-called twin fire process. I will describe it a bit later, but it is a combination from downdraft and updraft. So while doing this, we are very flexible what we can put into the gasifier, and make sure that we produce a very clean syngas. So that is our product. Then on the other hand, synthetic gas is what is coming out of the high temperature process, and it's a combination of hydrogen, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, and a little bit of methane as well. So this synthetic gas can be used in boilers, can be used in CHPs to produce electricity and heat, but it can be used as well to extract in the different elements. Like hydrogen is a big topic, so we can extract the hydrogen from the synthetic gas and bring it into the market, or use it for further downstream processes like sustainable aviation fuel or methanol. So these are the big future topics we are working on. But so very simple, this synthetic gas is an energy carrier which can be used in boiler or CHP to produce energy. How do we generate our income? So one, and this is the main topic, is the equipment sales. So by selling this equipment, this is our main income stream, and it is still a project business. And this is what we want to change. We want to not only sell the systems, but we want to do the operation of the units, so become an independent power producer, or we call it contracting module, where we not sell the system to our customers, but where we operate the units for our customer and deliver them the energy in the form of syngas or of electricity or in the form of heat. That is what we are about to developing. And is the next step to have a steady income into our company and to be becoming more profitable as well. And while with this, there's the trade and sales. So it can be the sale of energy, but it can as well be the sale of carbon credits, which we can generate. And chemicals or the products like hydrogen these are future products which can be then sold as well. Here's a slide where we want to try to explain what we are doing in a more simple way. So what is syngas? Syngas are the flames of a fire. We do not add enough oxygen that the gas is burned, but we extract the gas. As I mentioned before, it is carbon monoxide, hydrogen, and methane are the burnable gases, and we do not give this gas enough oxygen to burn, but we extract it and then we can clean it and make sure that it can be used in CHP. And that is one advantage as well. We not burn the material and then clean the exhaust gases. We extract the gas, clean the gas, and then burn it directly where the heat is needed in a very clean and efficient way. Another principle of A.H.T is that we don't use food or what can be used for food. So the corn should be eaten first and then the residues can be used. And that is a difference to other digester gas systems, the big systems with the green dome on top. These are biological processes. They can use everything what the stomach could convert as well. But this is not what we do. We do it at a high temperature. So we like to take everything what you cannot eat, like wood, like the residues from food production, everything you don't want to eat or you cannot digest, that is the material we are using. And therefore it is suited for different kind of residues and waste. The high temperature can convert all these materials into a clean syngas. And another thing which is important is that we can add to solar and wind energy. This energy is changing and we can operate our system in a way to balance this grid. So if there's no sun, we can increase the output. If there's no wind, we can increase. And if wind and sun is there, we can decrease the output. So we are flexible in the operation. This our toolbox or set of components we are offering. And in the middle, and the most important, is our syngas producer. So this is the equipment which converts a fixed biomass into a syngas. And it's a very robust technology. And then, according to the demand, we clean the gas by filtering it, or if it higher purity is needed, we wash the gas and have a electric filter to remove the remaining residues. So by this, we guarantee a very clean gas for further use. This can either be a CHP, can be chemical process. So we are very flexible and very open what to do with the syngas. And when we are using such a wet cleaning system, then we have a water treatment system to recycle the water and not have any waste. In the front are different processes or components to use the material. Like on a fire, if you put sawdust on the fire will be deleted. So what we do, we briquette fine materials like this with a briquetting technology in order to use it. There's one part what we are doing, or if we have wet input material like manure or sewage sludge, we use a so-called carbonization system, which converts this wet material and help us to dry this material in an energy positive way, that we can produce energy from this material and not use more energy to dry or prepare the fuel in the previous process. Yeah, so this is a complete product line we are offering or operate in the future to convert different residues into energy or electricity and heat. This is the core of our technology, the so-called twin fire process. So we have a downdraft, so-called downdraft process, and the updraft process. This enabled us to be very flexible in the input material and ensure that we always can produce a clean syngas. So as a byproduct, normally we want to use all the energy content which is in the input material. But nowadays, the biochar becomes a big topic. I listened before that the carbon credits and greenhouse gas certificates are the topic in this presentation as well. And if you produce a biochar, this is a product which you can use as a soil improver, for example, and where you fix the carbon for a very long period in the ground. And by doing this, you can generate certificates for greenhouse gas reduction. So if it's wanted, we can produce this biochar with our technology as well. If you have residues like waste, which can be contaminated, then we convert all the organic matter into the syngas and just produce a clean syngas. The market where we are working in is on the one hand, which is very simple, the bioenergy market. And although it's not the most popular topic at the moment, but it's a very strong growing market. And not only in Europe, but worldwide, the demand for decentralized energy and using specifically residues from food production. This is a growing market which more and more becomes interesting with rising energy prices. So that is one field of market where we are working in. And the other market is the future market hydrogen, a very strong growing market, where I present shortly how we can produce hydrogen from different kind of biomasses and residues. We have, for the different markets, it's always very important that we have standardized products and we can use them in different markets, but every market is a bit different. So in Europe and specifically in Germany, for a long time, we were not allowed to produce the energy from residues. That was very complicated. Only recently this has changed, that you really can produce the energy where it is needed without big regulations. So that is one approach. Another approach is where you have a specific condition because a country has too much of residue or needs to do something with the forest, like Japan. The forest is growing very wild, and because of the people becoming older, nobody wants to take care of the forest. So they introduce a program to use the local resources to produce energy. That is another example. And the third example is like markets where you have no decentralized power distribution. So where it's remote, where it's very expensive to connect it to a grid. Here we can approach with the decentralized energy and produce, using the residues, produce the energy where it's needed. And mostly this is very profitably to do this and to compare and to replace diesel, for example. So in these locations, the kilowatt hour of electricity can go up to 50 euro cent or even more. And when we are using residue biomass, which is available, we can produce the energy for about 10 cents. So it's much more affordable than fossil fuel as well. I would like to come to some examples how our systems looks like, what we are doing and how we are doing it. Here in this picture, you see in the background a production company, which is very highly automated. They are using solar energy mainly for operating all the drives and stuff, but they had no solution for the heat they needed. So they have a in-burn painting process where they need high temperatures. So our product fit very well to this approach for carbon neutral facility. So we, as you see here, this is a gas pipe, and here we deliver the syngas to the burner facility. And in the front, you see the container. The local waste company collects the pellets and packing residues from the company, brings it there, and then it is used for our system to convert it into syngas. And yeah, the numbers of these projects are very interesting. The customer saves around 600, and that was even before the energy prices were so high. So they save about 600,000 euro in natural gas cost by using our technology. And the investment for the technology only is 1.6 million euros. So very interesting, while reducing the carbon footprint quite a lot by 1,500 tons per year. And this already gave them a new big order from a very big, well-known company, which made it as a condition that the product is produced carbon neutral. And with this equipment, this was possible to achieve this. So here I see a big approach for the German market, and we have this Lighthouse project in Ostwestfalen to produce the gas here. And this we will roll out into the German market as well as the European market. The other market is Poland, where we offer a lot of these solutions. I will describe it in a bit later. So the other product, the standardized product we are using is the biomass power plant. This produces electricity and heat at a lower temperature. And these products are very interesting as well, because with such a standardized unit, you can produce, for example, 2 megawatt of electricity. This generates about 4 million euro a year in electricity sale, with an investment of 8 million euro. And this shows as well that so operation of the system in the long run is much more interesting than just sell the equipment to a customer. And that is what we are planning to do as well. So we are commissioning, we have some Lighthouse projects, since it is possible to operate the systems in Germany according to the regulations, again, in an economical way. We have a very nice Lighthouse project. We are about to build and commission another system which is using sewage sludge in Germany as well. We are entering the Polish market, and so this is our standard business. But on top of the standard business, we want to start with the production of biochar as a product for carbon certificates as well. And we want to enter this contracting business where we operate the systems for our customer and not just sell the system and the equipment. And in the long run, we want to produce the hydrogen from biomass as well. This is a very short overview about the hydrogen business. So we are using biomass to convert it into a hydrogen, our standardized unit, which recently received the patent as well, uses 1.7 tons of biomass to produce 210 kilograms per hour of hydrogen. And this hydrogen, under our conditions, and 2 weeks ago, there was a decision by the German government as well that the greenhouse gas certificates in the logistics or traffic can be received for these applications. So each of this kilo of hydrogen will be granted with the greenhouse gas certificates of at currently about 15 euro per kg. And this is really a very interesting business to use residue biomass to convert it into hydrogen, and by producing carbon dioxide, because hydrogen and carbon dioxide can generate methanol, can generate sustainable aviation fuel. So we can deliver the basis for this kind of fuel for the future. These are the current projects which are in preparation and partially in ordered as well. Just a rough overview. So we have some, we focus on the business in Germany and Europe. Currently, that's the extraction of our project list. As I mentioned before, Poland is a very interesting market. We are in many projects involved and already hand in the environmental screening process. Some are already since 2 years in preparation. So we anytime we expect them to be granted, and then we can start building these units. This is the prediction of our growth according to the GBC research. We had 25. We have a very low year. This was because caused by delay of projects in Japan. We used this time to standardize our products to prepare for the other markets. But while doing this, the revenue dropped a bit. But we are now completely prepared by standardized products to grow very fast again. This is a plan how we want to develop as well with the EBITDA that we have to become profitable in the future. The management and shareholder structure, in short, so management and employees have about 40% of shares. This includes me, obviously. Then we have some family offices and institutional investors, and about 24% of free float. The chairman of the supervisory board is Kevin McDevitt. I know since a long time, and yeah, that is so far everything. We contribute to the SDGs as well. I think we are an impact investment, and if, for example, a bank finance us or our products, serves to their sustainable funds as well, which is surprisingly very interesting and very important topic for banks as well. So we are quite welcome there. And yeah, that is all from my side. And I'm open for questions if you have any. Yeah, thank you for your attention.
Perfect. Thank you very much for your presentation, Gero. That was very interesting. Also, different sector than we usually cover, still commodities, but doing it synthetically. And obviously, one of the most important things that you guys have is that you are already in operation. So basically, my understanding of this is not a tech developing, this is a real business model and solution for the industry that you guys are putting forward. And in that regard, how do you go on acquiring new customer? How do you go on showing what you're doing? How do you go on business acquisition?
Yeah, this is a big topic. So we have a good network, and until today we don't do really a lot of sale activities. This is definitely we had to prepare our company for growth, and we had a very good product pipeline in the past. So we prepared ourselves to standardize our products, to standardize our units, and this is the next big topic. What we are doing to increase our sales, go to the different markets, which we screen obviously before. So we need to have a product which fits to the market, and this is all the activities we are doing now. After we established a very good structure, we have a good team together, and so we are ready to grow and to do more sales in this regard as well.
Okay, and then you were saying that you were projected revenues from GBC. Can you maybe tell us a little more, not just about the revenues, but basically what type of margin can we expect from you guys with the growth, and generally what type of margin does such product does for company who are installing it?
In general, the projects itself are very profitable. our challenge is that we have enough projects which can be handled parallel. So we had to build up the infrastructure for this, which is in place now. And over the several years, we have a profit margin of about 10%. And with the contracting business, which means we operate the units, we expect to even increase this profit margin up to 18%, because as you saw in some examples, the operation of the system is much more profitable than just the sale of the equipment.
Absolutely. And then as those are obviously kind of manufacturing plant or so on, where do you manufacture? Do you have limitation in capacities? Can you really grow to the numbers that we saw of the projection of the years? How does that go?
We do not produce the systems on our own. We have established network of OEM manufacturers. These are companies which are much bigger than ourselves. So we have focused on the engineering, like defining every screw, every software, everything for the system. And then to copy this and multiply this is quite easy for us. So that is why we are very confident that we can achieve this growth. And in the past, it was the manpower which stopped us from growing more. So we have a good team now so that we are able to manage several projects parallel with our existing network, which will be extended as well, especially if we go into other markets, to become, can even produce more. But this is really not a bottleneck for us. You are muted.
Yeah. One last thing, maybe we do have a lot of people in the energy business that are watching those seminars. Maybe how can they reach you if they're interested by the product you have?
They can always contact us. We make with collected customers, we make workshops because we do not sell to like anybody. We would like to have customers and partners which can introduce several of these units and not just one. And that is in all the cases I presented, the case that we not just make one sale, but that they can use this technology in the market. It's the same with the Polish customers. They have 17 projects they are working on. So for this, we do a lot of intense training, a lot of sessions and to explain them. And if there's some interest, we are always happy to do this.
Perfect. Well, Gero, thank you very much for joining our International Investment Forum today. We will be continuing on having an eye on A.H.T. Synthetis, and we wish you the best of luck. And we'll now go on with the next presenter. So thank you very much, Gero.
Thank you, Julian. Thanks, everyone.